Hello
And welcome.
to the Minimum Wage Podcast, where the name is above our pay grade. So today, we are not joined by Timothy, even though we said we were going to be.
That's right, because
We happen to actually not be recording on this camera right here, turns out.
yeah.
And
Are we recording in there now?
Doggone it, let's make sure. Woo! Okay, yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Christ have mercy. That is wild. Yeah, so we had Tim Dolan on, and we actually did talk about the stars in the universe a little bit.
Did for like 5 minutes.
Okay, whatever. Well, we did what we said
did.
we were going to do.
Right.
That's the
we
bottom
didn't say It was
line.
gonna be the whole episode. We said we are gonna talk about it.
There you go. And so we're going to reshoot that
I
at some
also
other point in the
lied,
future.
like 30 seconds in. He was not on Aliens and the New Year. That was Augie. He was on AI Will Be the Death of Us.
Dude, actually, that one's doing pretty good. I was looking at that today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
bad.
not bad. That's not
Probably
bad at all.
It has AI in the title.
I was about to say that, dude.
It's all about the clickbaity title.
all about
let's
it.
talk about AI this episode then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chat
But look,
GPT, Bing, get all
the thing about it
tags
is
in there.
the titles are really what makes the video.
Yeah, it's the combination of that picture and that title.
Yeah.
Strong.
Well, for long form videos, like really you cannot get like a frame from the video that will be good. And you can't
No.
make a thumbnail that will be like, explanative. That's not even the word. That will explain what the video is about. You can't do that. So
yeah.
it's really all in the thumbnail, whether your video is going to do well or not, and the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more the title more than anything, because the title is what the algorithm sees, and it says, hey,
Yeah, I think
AI,
what we really need is probably shorts.
Andrew Tate.
I think shorts is the way to
Shorts
go.
pop off, dude. And the thing about it is, like, when you're just scrolling through your phone, when you see some podcast that you've never seen before, and you see a short of it, you're going to be more likely to watch it than if you see a whole hour-long podcast. There's no way you're going to actually watch that thing.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Now, granted, but that's true because I've watched clips of many podcasts that I've never heard of and will never probably actually watch, but I've been exposed to them on shorts.
Yeah. So we need to get up on the shorts. And there's actually, speaking of AI, an AI that we got shown today.
Yes.
Well, sent yesterday. I saw it today.
By one of our viewers. Thank you.
Yeah. And
you know who you are.
hopefully-
But we will not name them because we didn't get their permission to name them. So
Hopefully one of our, a Jamie candidate. I'll just say that.
a candidate, young Jamie.
Young Jamie
You know what?
candidate,
It works
dude.
too because yeah,
He is a young Jamie. Yeah,
young
isn't he?
Jamie.
I'll say a little bit of like a teaser. The J, like his first name starts with a J.
And it has a
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's,
We got our own young Jamie.
It's all
dude.
there.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
But yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
incredible.
we'll pull him in for the next pod and see how he does for sure.
Bet.
But he seemed very enthusiastic, and he's already helping us out. He
Yeah.
sent us an email.
Helping us out without us even asking.
Yeah. So yesterday, he sent us an email where.
At like 11 o'clock or something.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty
Okay, so it
late.
was almost today, really.
Yeah, I saw it. When did I wait, did I text you about it this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw it while I was like laying down in bed at like 2:27 or something.
Wow.
I was laying there. I was like, oh look. I was like, email on the Minimum Wage Production Network. I gotta go look at this one.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so what he found was an AI that will trim up your YouTube video into shorts and add subtitles for you,
Yes, and they're not
including emojis. It's wild.
perfect, obviously, and they're not like as good as if a human would have gone in and done it. But now that I've seen that, I'm now realizing that a lot of the shorts on YouTube are just that, man.
No doubt.
Because
dude.
I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. There are just a bunch of random cuts that don't make sense here. Because part of what the shorts do is they kind of just make cuts because they try to find a cohesive topic.
yeah.
They're also not good at ending. That's something that we could just
Yeah, we could
you know.
chop up the end.
yeah.
So literally all you have to do is go to this website, paste in the URL to your YouTube video, and then it will just
just creates, like,
generate
10,
shorts
right?
for you.
Yeah, it just makes 10
I don't know how
shorts.
many it makes. I haven't actually used it
I
yet.
think it's called Opus. OPUS.
Opus.pro.
Opus.pro. There it is.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll link it down in the description.
Yep.
But it is insane. That's a game changer.
Only if
dude.
they pay us money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we need them to sponsor us, and then
dude,
we'll
we're
put it in the
really way too
description.
nice out here. We're giving free promotions.
I know, dude.
I mean, not like we're reaching the biggest audience in the world, but
Nah, but we need to get we need to be paid for one click, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Actually,
I gotta get paid on my own click
what we could do is set up an affiliate link potentially.
with
Well,
what?
Opus, I guess we don't know if they have an affiliate program, but
We should just do that with Amazon and then just talk about random products every week.
imagine that.
Just so I found these 3 coffee mugs. Yeah, they have these little dogs on them. Great Mother's Day gifts. Great Mother's Day gifts.
Dude, you know what's crazy though? There are people on YouTube that are called tech reviewers, right?
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's
right?
literally all they do.
Yeah.
They make their money from the affiliate links. And I was watching this one, and it was best things to drop ship in 2020. And all of the links were affiliate links. Then I went through the rabbit hole because there was a point in time when I was doing drop shipping.
Yeah.
And I went down the deep rabbit hole of YouTube drop shippers, which is a hole you never want to go down. Let me just preface this by
deep.
saying that. It's deep and it's dirty. And you don't want to be there. You do not want to be there. Stay on the other side of YouTube, the bright side of YouTube. Anyway,
what is the bright side of YouTube, eh?
I don't know, but not that. So I was watching this tech reviewer. Literally every single week, he makes a new video where he's the best products of the week. And he buys them all. And then he has affiliate links for every single one in the description.
You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever used one of those links.
Really?
Yeah, I just go buy it.
So I don't use the links either, especially when it's a drop shipping thing, because every single time he'll give the Amazon links. You can find those things for a solid 30% cheaper on AliExpress.
Well, I mean, depending on what you're doing on AliExpress, you can save 80%, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
depending on what it is. Yeah, but a lot of those are probably literally just people that buy it from AliExpress, buy wholesale quantities from AliExpress, and then resell it on Amazon.
Yeah.
I know that's a big business, dude.
Dude, I should do that.
You could.
Because
if you've got enough starting capital, you can easily.
If an Arduino Uno in the United States from Arduino is $25 and it's $3 from China, I could sell them for 10 and call it a day. And the advantage of buying mine for 10 over the AliExpress ones is, I don't know, it's in America. You get faster shipping or something.
That's exactly right. So that's actually the deal that they give you. It's just far quicker shipping, and you can say shipped in America.
True.
And it's also on Amazon, which people are a lot more likely to buy things from Amazon, especially if it's Prime.
Wait, I could just undercut a market.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
just spend all my money on just Arduinos.
But how many people are actually buying that? You got to check the Google Trends.
True. And plus, there's a new Arduino board about to come out. So.
Yeah, so maybe wait till that comes out, and then when it does, do it.
Yeah. Well, I have to wait till someone in China makes them.
Oh, yeah, facts. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag time with that.
It shouldn't be too long. I also just need to learn how to make my own PCBs and get that over with.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, dude?
What?
So back in the day, I used to build mini bikes, and they have these engines from Harbor Freight, $100. They're called Predator engines. And they're 212 cc's. They actually retail for 200 something, but you can always find a deal that will get them to you for $100.
Really?
If you go there and buy face value, you'll never, you should never do that. That's just the bottom line. I'm pretty sure as you walk into Harbor Freight, they have the deal coupon catalog, and you can just sift through that and find $100 coupon for that engine.
Harbor Freight's got great deals.
Anyway, the thing about these engines are Honda had a little patent issue a few years back. Well, a lot of years back now. But when I was building them a few years previous, and Chinese companies just stole the plans for their engines and just built their engine. Literally just built their engine and then rebranded it.
Incredible.
And Harbor Freight obviously buys everything from China.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're able to sell these engines. They're probably buying them for $30, $40. And they're selling them for $100.
Making bank.
And then I'm getting basically a Honda engine. This thing cranks every single time. Like, it might be sitting there for a year and a half.
Just
You
crank
pull it
first
up,
try.
first try crank.
That's incredible.
Every single time. And, because it is a Honda. It's literally a Honda clone. And that's what China does, dude. They
Yeah.
literally just clone products that are good.
The only disadvantages to the Arduinos from China is one of them has a older bootloader, but it's like almost the same. And if you're that concerned about it, then flash it. And aside from that, they have like extra stuff. There's quite literally more. There's more on the boards.
More for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And not just cheaper, like
Significantly.
yeah, just way undercutting the price.
But AI's getting crazy, dude. I feel like we've said this so many
Have
weeks
you heard
now.
about the Google engineer?
No.
So there was a Google engineer. He was the guy who pioneered like deep learning. He quit working at Google because he wanted to express the fact that he is concerned about artificial intelligence. Not like that AI is bad, that we are moving way too quick to put too many systems on this, and that are just 100% relying on generative AI that doesn't understand what it's doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's like, there you go. This is someone who knows what the problem is.
Yeah.
Obviously, because he's the one pioneering deep learning back
Mhm.
in whenever that was.
Yeah, dude, it is a problem because there's so many services that you see today. Like Snapchat has a
already up on.
generative AI.
Mhm.
You have a generative AI for every help desk now. It's
Mhm.
literally just, what is your problem? And then it will give you troubleshooting tips based on a generative AI.
Yeah. Now, there is a difference between just using ChatGPT, like saying I have a AI help desk on my website and it just uses ChatGPT. That's just it. It's just ChatGPT. That's dumb. But if you were to have like a database of problems and answers that it uses and looks at, so like
You create your own
Right.
GPT.
So it's like you ask it questions that then get interpreted and then fed into your GPT in a way that your GPT will look at something else and then cross-reference.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice because that's just taking advantage of the fact that it can do natural language.
Yeah.
But the generation for the data itself, it's not the best at data itself. It's incredible at natural language. Like
Yeah.
that much, you cannot argue that it doesn't understand natural language because
Facts.
that's what it understands,
Yeah.
and that's it.
That's what it does.
That's what it does. It does
Yeah.
natural language.
So I was using Bing the other day to work on a grant writing project. So for my museum studies class, by the way, never take museum studies. Even if it's like
Is it that bad?
just a free elective, it's such a waste of time.
Well,
Like I honestly probably should have stopped going to class because it's just such a waste of time. I sit in class and do my homework. And now, so I thought the final was going to be in person. The final's online now. Open notes, open book, open internet.
well, I mean, what are they gonna do? Stop you?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try for sure. There's a lot of people that use Proctorio or other tools to get you, like lockdown browser. They get you to not
Dude,
use online tools.
You can lock down my laptop. I have 2 more, an iPad and 2 phones
Yeah,
and an Xbox.
that's just what it comes down to.
And
Everybody's,
Amazon
if,
Echo and
if a student wants to cheat, they're going to do it. The systems to prevent anti-cheating the anti-cheat systems
Mhm.
are just simply not good enough right now.
Yeah, and even with, AI being incorporated into anti-cheat systems, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are you going to mandate that I got to look at my screen the whole time?
No, listen, some of the dumbest kids in some of the classes that I've been in are the ones telling me how to cheat. I'm like, what? Like, one kid, for instance, this is with his laptop. He said all he does before a test is, on lockdown browser, it'll have you show the room. and
Mhm.
show around the room.
I didn't do that. Because it doesn't matter. I just whenever I had it, I like tilted it like this. I just went and that was it. That was all I showed. I didn't like pick it up because I had like cables plugged into it. I'm like, I'm not unplugging my power cables and my HDMI's and
Yeah.
running my other displays and everything else. Um, you know.
Yeah, and all this dude did, he had his phone right here with Quizlet,
Mhm.
and he had the doggone laptop where he did the exact same thing or very similar. What he did was just tilt the laptop screen down, tilt it back up, and then good to go.
By the way, you can get out of lockdown browser, multiple desktops.
What?
Yep, it's not that hard.
I tried to do it and it wouldn't work. It would literally blank out my other desktop.
Really?
Yeah.
I got it in like 20 minutes.
Maybe it'll work on Windows and not on Mac or something.
Maybe.
Because for me, I have a Mac,
Because
obviously.
you can disguise processes. Like, it's not hard. You just
Yeah.
copy the metadata. You just take the metadata that they have and say, okay, I am that program now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's 2 of the program, but then it's like a hidden program. And
But it
It's not
doesn't matter if
concerned.
there's 2 of the program. It's not going to kill itself.
yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
only kills
way too
things that
dangerous.
it sees that it's not it, and it's not the thing that you're working on.
I wonder if you can kill the killer. Because I didn't. Because that's got to be a task somewhere. I'm sure they got like a separate little task running, and I couldn't identify it. And it's probably, oh, you know what? We could probably go ask Bing.
Yeah, true. I'm sure Bing would be able to
Bing
do it
is
for
bad,
us.
dude. You know, you know why Bing and ChatGPT are bad? Because I've been using it to analyze code of like every website ever.
Yes.
I'm just like, explain to me this.
Yes.
What is this? Find any exploits.
That's wild that still works.
I mean, how does it know it's not my code?
That's fair, yeah.
I tell it it's my code. Also, if you ever are doing like homework and stuff
Yeah.
on Bing, it'll say like, hey, you can't, this looks like a homework question. The only thing that like differentiates it between a homework question and a non homework question is whenever you like have the thing where there's like a bunch of options and then you copy and paste like the question and the options. Well, part of what it pastes is like question 2 options, and then
Yeah.
it has the options. Just erase the question 2 options and then just say like pick one of these,
Not even that.
or
In
just
ChatGPT,
erase it.
All you
Oh,
can
well,
do, all
if
you
it's on
have to
chat.
do in ChatGPT is just erase that.
Not even on ChatGPT. It doesn't care.
Oh,
It's it's got no
Really?
morals on ChatGPT. Yeah, dude.
that's wild
all
because
about
I've always
answers.
just deleted it just out of habit.
On Bing you have to. On Chat 4 and 3.5 you don't have to.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Bing's the only one.
Bing is also not very hypothetically, Bing would not be very efficient for test taking because, say you had
It's
a
slow.
25 question test that you get half an hour on, you got to hope that the first answer is right. Whereas with ChatGPT, you could hypothetically generate an answer and see that like if you were to hypothetically blindly copy and paste the answers, then yeah, you can expect to not get the best grade in the world. I mean, you're practically guaranteed a B. Hypothetically you could get less than a B. I
Yeah,
don't know.
hypothetically.
I don't know why I would know that, but hypothetically it'd be possible to copy and paste all the answers and get a 76 on something.
Yeah, but more than likely you're not going to get an A.
But if you look at just what the answer is, you could just say that's wrong, and then usually the next answer is right,
Yeah.
which is really freaking confusing to me because it's like
If it knows what the right answer is, why is it not giving me it first?
I know, and then I ask it that, and then I don't know.
I don't have an answer for
it
you.
always gives me some stupid answer like as an AI language model, I don't care.
I know. When it starts out as an
If it starts
AI
out-
language model, you know it's
I
going to
know.
be speaking some bullshit.
And always going to speak some unless it says but, because sometimes it'll say as an AI language model, whole ass monologue, and then but
Here's the correct
if,
answer.
but it's like but if we were to not assume, and then it's like, that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Break the AI out a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that, dude.
Break it out of its shell. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Spread its wings.
So we're moving on into finals week right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're
How many
in
finals
finals
do you
week,
have?
eh? Is this finals
No,
week?
tomorrow is our last day of classes. I think that's what they call reading day.
Oh, like finals week goes from like
Thursday to
Wednesday
Wednesdays. Wednesday. Or
Thursday
I
to
guess maybe Wednesday. Nobody has finals on Wednesday though. That's the last day of classes. But Thursday, Friday.
I have final on Wednesday.
What?
8 a.m.
What?
Cyber.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, well I guess
Crazy.
Wednesday to Wednesday is
And,
finals week.
Shoot, someone told me they got a final on the 12th.
No. That's not
Yeah,
even possible.
They showed me.
They
showed me the thing, and then I'm like, wait, but you are aware of that the classes close on the 11th at 11:59.
on the
Right.
10th. The 10th is the last day of finals scheduled.
If you're on the app, the classes will close. Wait, but how is the 10th the last day they're scheduled? I got an exam on the 11th.
No way.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 10th is the last day of what?
Wait, is it Wednesday the 10th? I thought it was Wednesday the 11th. What's today? Okay, it's Wednesday the 10th. All right.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, so Wednesday
wrong.
the 10th is the last day of classes, or last day of finals.
Last day of finals, yeah.
So the fact that they have a final on the 12th, I think they got something mistaken.
I'm speaking out of my ass.
What
So
did
it's probably
you-
on the 11th.
What did they show you?
Their course thing and a message that they got from their teacher.
I think their teacher might be tripping or
That their
something.
teacher could be tripping.
Because, yeah, legitimately, they have to have grades into the registrar by Friday. So if they're taking the test on Friday, that'd be mighty hard to do unless it's auto-graded on D2L.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be pretty hard.
But even still, no teacher would do that because they've always got students that are like trying to do makeups and blah, 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 whatever, trying to adjust their grade before finally get in there, you know? But, dude, I had a crazy experience happen to me today.
Oh?
Today, I didn't have my 8:30 a.m. because
That's
it was
nice.
like just a little, what is it called? Like, not a practice day, but practicing for the final. Like, you know, just studying up for the final.
Yeah.
And
We call that.
he had office hours instead of class. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pull up to the office hours and see what he can tell me. Because the last homework that I did, I got a 40. And I had no clue why. Because as far as I could tell, my answers were pretty much right.
Whenever you don't get told why you're wrong, that makes me question why the education system is how it is.
Yeah.
Because how do you
How are you
expect me
learning?
to learn? Like if I told you, you know, go build me a house, and then I showed up and I said, that's not right. It's like it's about a 60, and then I walked away. What did you learn?
Nothing.
Jack shit. You didn't learn anything.
No.
Nothing. You just wasted your time. I wasted my time. I wasted your time. You wasted your time, and you wasted my time. Just a
Yeah.
waste of time. Why are we there?
Yeah, you're
Tell
not
me
there
what I
for a
did
reason.
wrong so I can improve. But they're like, oh no, if they know what they did wrong, then they'll like cheat on the next one and get it right. So you mean that if I know what I did wrong, I can be aware of that so that when I do it again, I don't make the same mistake.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's what learning is.
Almost.
Man.
I don't think they've really figured out learning yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's for you to figure out,
and
right?
yeah, it's,
Because people say going to college, you go to college to learn how to learn. And it's like, okay, yeah. I guess I have to teach myself how to learn.
it's like
But in that case,
Oh.
why are you going to college in the first place?
No, it's intentionally broken systems so that you're like, this is dumb. This is
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
anyway,
not, it's not entirely broken.
back
as
to
well.
the story. I pulled up to this guy's office hours, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking through this this homework that I got a 40 on, and all the answers, for the most part, are seeming to be pretty on par, right? And then we get to the end, and I like missed a couple points. And so because it was like there were only like 10 questions, and each question was like a point, and it was all coding questions. Like you either get it or you don't.
Mhm.
Like your code will compile and output correct, or it won't.
Or it won't. Yeah.
Yeah, so because they were all that. Also, the problem is with this one, I don't have a way to run assembly code. Like there's just no way for me to run the code that I'm writing.
Really?
So
Can you
yeah.
not test it in chat?
Oh yeah, I guess I could.
If
But
you say say run this code with the input value of or whatever to see like if you needed to do something to see like if you
well, it even has assembly code. The way it works is it has a dot data segment and a dot code segment. So it literally gives you the data and it gives you the code.
well, then,
So yeah, I could
And
just do that.
with plugins, I think it'd be even better. I'm still waiting. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting.
I'm still waiting. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm
Anyway.
a Plus subscriber too. I'm giving them $20. Give me
Yeah,
that.
that's wild. And they can't push you up that line a little bit.
Yeah, they shouldn't even have a line for Plus subscribers. They should say, "Here you go."
Yeah, immediately. Anyway, so I pull up. We start looking at the homework, going through it. Eventually, it comes down to the fact that he misgraded. And he realizes that, and I realize that before he realizes that because I'm the one with a 40. And he's like, "Oh, let me just go in here and add more points real quick." And I was like, "Okay, cool, that's fine by me." And he just went in there and it just changed my grade.
Incredible.
And I'm like, "Okay, well, like I don't know why you couldn't have just given me the right grade the first time." But what's wild is that happens all too often. If you just show up to office hours and you create a rapport with the professor, you're gonna get privilege. Like legitimately, like every single professor has some amount of privilege that they give to the students that they like and the students that they know. If you just sit in the back of class and the professor doesn't know who you are, they have zero incentive whatsoever to give you more points. However, if they know you, they'll be like, he's fine. He's gonna do well no matter what. So what does it matter if I give him an 80 versus a 40? You know? And it really is all just about the relationship between you and the professor when it comes down to grades.
Which is really dumb.
Really dumb.
Which
yeah.
is so incredibly stupid.
Well, actually, I think that might be the most applicable thing from college to life.
Actually, that is also true.
Thinking about it now, because if you can create a rapport with customers,
it
doesn't matter if your work is kind of a little shoddy. If you and the customer are like the best of friends, then it doesn't matter that much.
So
they'll just be like, "Yo, go redo this real quick." I'm like, "All right."
In service of purely numerical and data standpoint of like, should someone be able to get privilege over someone else, then yeah, it's kind of dumb. But in the realm of useful skills in life, then yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, talking to people will take you so much further than any other skill you're gonna learn.
I was still thinking back to whenever that man went up there and said, "You never learn anything by talking to people."
That's ridiculous. That actually, to bring y'all in on this, little background context. John was sitting in church the other day, and the pastor comes up to give his homily.
It wasn't the pastor; it was a deacon.
Okay, deacon. Okay, so that's why it was a little. It was a little right from center.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll say that. So he comes up, and what are his first words?
Like, you never learn anything from talking to people, and then he proceeds to sit his ass up there and talk for 20 minutes.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
and
oh my God!
And his point was not even. It wasn't even like, like in order to learn, you have to listen. Like that wasn't even.
What was his point?
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after like
why?
First 10, 12 minutes of him just talking to me.
You know why you stopped paying attention?
Because I was just listening.
Because you never learn anything from talking to people.
That's true. You never learn anything from talking to people. No, well, like the instant he said that, it was just so hard to not die laughing because I'm like, well, that's objectively untrue.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And if you want to counter argue that, you're free to.
The comments are right there.
But it doesn't make you right.
Yeah. Comments are right there. Comment down below if you think that you can objectively not learn anything from talking to people.
As you message me in your form of talking to me, trying to make me learn something that you think.
Yeah. It's really, it's a losing battle for you at that point.
The answer is he's wrong. And that's all there is to it. Period. Yeah. No further questions.
I wonder what happened with that one. Like what, he just woke up one morning, he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the shittiest sermon that these people have ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm gonna hold the title
How many
in their minds.
How many
for
sermons do you
shittiest
think are being
sermon.
written with AI?
Too many.
You just
many.
apparently a lot of people will like copy off of like, so like someone will like make a sermon and then they'll post it and then like everyone will just go take that idea.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Actually, I kind of did the same thing. When I was in Kenya, I had to give a couple of sermons myself, actually. And they love the long ones, and I don't like to talk for a long time. I feel like I lose the point.
Mm-hmm.
I lose you. I've got you, and then I keep on talking and I lose you.
No, hang on. That maybe has to do with the difference between Americans and Kenyans.
No.
They ain't got iPhones and
Oh, actually, that might be
and
true.
stuff, watching YouTube and scrolling through the Instagram and TikTok.
That might very well be true.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like in America, if the sermon's long, you lost me for sure.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot more options here. Like, if this isn't it, I'll go find something else.
Yeah. But also, there is some level of they come to a poignant message and then they continue talking. And then they come to another poignant message, and then they continue talking. And so, you've got multiple poignant messages that you could have stopped on, but yet they continue talking until there's no message. And so for me,
That is so true. There's so much of that.
I know, dude. I always made a point, though, to have a message and then stop. One message.
Maybe
Exactly.
two.
That's all you need, though, is one.
And if it's two, they're like part of the same message or two sides of the same coin.
I was about to say that. Yeah, exactly. They're two sides
Crazy.
of the same coin, dude.
But
yeah,
you
can get away with two, but three, you're cutting it like a little too far.
Yeah, at that point, it's not like a sermon. This is a PowerPoint. Okay,
Yeah,
we're going
facts.
through. All right,
It's a PowerPoint without slides.
yeah, it's a PowerPoint without. It's the worst.
That's absolutely the
It's
worst,
the worst.
dude.
At that
You
point,
know,
it's just a
Google-
lecture.
It was either Google or Apple banned PowerPoints.
Like, what do you mean?
They banned PowerPoint presentations. Like, nobody in meetings was allowed to give PowerPoints. What they would do instead is write up the points in bullet points and hand everyone a sheet of paper, wait 5 minutes for everyone to read it, and then they start. Which I think that's a much better way to do it.
What
Not
are
gonna
we doing
lie.
with PowerPoints?
What are we doing?
Yeah, because that is an interesting thing. Because while you're talking, they're reading.
Yeah. They're
So-
not getting what you're saying.
Yeah, and they're also not engaged enough to be able to be reading, listening, and adding input.
Yeah. No way. And so for me, when I ever make a PowerPoint presentation, of course, college, one of the most favorite things for professors to do is assign PowerPoint presentations.
I don't think I've ever had to do one yet.
Wow. We'll get to communications and that'll change.
Oh, Lord.
So communications loves them. I'm in museum studies right now. They love them.
Hopefully by then they got that ChatGPT plugin for.
PowerPoint. Create a PowerPoint for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
not, I'll make it.
whenever I create PowerPoints, I make a point of having very
PowerPoint.
little text. I make a PowerPoint, dude, of having very little text on the slide. If it's a slide, I'll have 4, maybe 5 bullet points, and that's it. And a bullet point, so I love the two content. I'll have bullet point on the left,
Gotta have the
picture on the
toucan.
right. Then the next slide will be picture on the left, bullet point on the right, just to mix it up a little bit. And I found that there are so many people that don't know how to use a PowerPoint effectively. They'll put a wall of text and then they'll read off the slide. What does that do?
Yeah, whenever people read off slides, it looks so incredibly bad.
It's so unprofessional, dude.
Yeah, in fact, if you're reading off anything in like a presentation, it just looks, unless you're like reading off a bullet point saying like, and then to cover this point as you point with your pointer, and then you turn back around, and then you go talk about that thing for.
But even still, I would never even say, and then to cover this point. I would never have a transition sentence like that. I would just naturally, within the natural flow of language, move into that next point. I think you should always think about it like a paper, where you have a transition sentence on the end of the paragraph and a transition sentence on the beginning of the next, in order to kind of tie the gap between those two paragraphs.
I see it as like a act, It's like
Yeah.
you're going up there to act.
Oh yeah,
because whenever you're up there presenting, you're not you. You're
it's
the
a
presenter.
performance.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
performance. Now everything's a performance if we're being honest. But
yeah. I mean, look what we're doing right now,
Yeah.
dude. Do you think I talk to you for any amount of time outside of this? No.
Nope. Yeah, we actually
We-
hate each other.
Yeah, we're only cordial with each other on camera.
Yep.
If we're off camera, we might show you some clips, but we're fighting all the time,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Fist fights, verbal fights.
I broke his foot.
He broke my foot, dude.
Yeah.
And now we sit down and act like we're cordial.
Yep.
And that's just the things we do for YouTube, dude.
All for the
It's
views.
a very performative thing. Yeah, man. Anything for views.
Anything for views.
But the thing about it is, have you ever cared about views?
No.
When
Not
we
really.
got like views
Well,
on
like,
shorts, I was
yeah.
like, that's cool.
I was like, dude, that's pretty sick. But at the same, I wasn't like,
I've never done anything for the views.
yeah, like it was cool to get a lot of views, but it wasn't like, man, I want to go get 6,000 views now.
Yeah.
Or man, if I just do this thing, we can get 9,000 views and get those clicks, and because I'm not. Now maybe that's just because
Maybe
we're not
just not playing the
playing the same
algorithm like
game.
we should.
Right, well, I mean,
Honestly, I'm not here to play the
I'm about to
algorithm
say,
though.
but like a should type thing. It's like we're just playing a different game.
Yeah.
There's playing the game, and then there's just kind of posting a podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, and we might play the game further on. This summer we
Yeah.
might play the game, not on the podcast, but on the other channel we might actually play the game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, main channel.
On the main channel
Keep
we
on
might
forgetting
actually
about
play the
main
game, dude.
channel.
Yeah, me too. But once we have time to work on it, dude, I plan on focusing all of my time and effort on coding and YouTube.
I'm gonna be working a lot this summer though.
Really.
Yeah, because they got a lot of projects coming up. But that's something we can talk about after the pod.
Yeah, let's wrap this
So-
guy up. So, without further ado, go ahead and check out our Instagram at the Minimum Wage Pod.
Yep, and check out our Clips channel at MWP Clips.
I'm supposed to be posting more clips because we've kind of traded the responsibilities a little bit. I don't know how permanent it is because I kind of do like editing the podcast. It's like I have a good flow for it. But at least for now, I got to start pumping out some doggone clips.
I would like to see how you do your clips because if they're better than mine, then I don't know.
I don't think that's
Just have
possible.
at it. I don't know. I don't
I
think.
guess
mine are
we'll
very
find
good.
out. I guess we'll find out.
I'm extremely critical of my own work, so
Yeah, fair.
You
Well,
know.
as you should be, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're not your own
Like,
biggest critic,
for
then that leaves
instance-
somebody else for the job.
I wrote I took part in a competition to write an essay, and we had 2 hours to write a rhetorical essay about some dumb poem or something, and I didn't like it. Thought it was just a shit essay, worst essay I'd ever written, and I won first place in state. So
There you have
here
it.
we are. I know
Yeah.
nothing.
You're critical, a little too critical of your work, sound like,
Something like that.
more or less.
More or less. But then again, it's like, but then if I'm not critical, then I don't want to like kiss my own ass and,
Yeah,
and
and
like
produce some shit
frickin'
work.
blow my own horn, because that's a great way to begin getting complacent and getting shit work.
Yeah,
And so you can't have that.
no. There's got to be a good balance, though, between like congratulating
you-
yourself for good work and realizing it's good work.
I do genuinely think that's a bad essay though. So it could have just been that like everyone else's was just worse,
Oh, yeah,
which
true.
is very much possible. So
Very possible, dude. Because
so,
I went,
like-
just a little side note, real quick. I
Mhm.
went to the literary competition and watched the extemporaneous speakers.
Mhm.
Okay. And I was like, this has got to be like, these people are probably insane. Like, they're doggone politicians when they pull up to the podium. They were tripping over every word, dude. Like, every sentence was incoherent, seemed like. They would have, like, maybe a paragraph that they would speak. And I would say I would get, like, maybe 2 sentences out of a 5-sentence paragraph.
I could pop off on extemporaneous speaking if there wasn't a crowd. If there was like a big old crowd, probably couldn't. But if
Yeah.
there was like just like
The 4 judges.
yeah, if it was just like judges and there was like 12 feet of distance, you just give me a topic, give me like 2 articles in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And they get, like, hours.
yeah, they get. I think you know what it is. Too much planning. Just go.
Oh, yeah.
Let her rip.
Yeah.
Once you, like they plan out the speech, but all you got to do is just know the points, know the facts.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, dude. They actually, like, plan out, they create, like, a transcript for their speech. Never
That's
do
not
that.
it, dude.
Never do that.
Because if you create a transcript, you're worried about sticking to the transcript.
Yeah.
If you create basic bullet points and you know the information, you just tell them.
Yeah.
You're just talking.
You're just presenting them the information. You're showing them what you know.
Now, at the same time, I didn't do extemporaneous speaking, and I didn't participate in that competition.
Yeah.
So maybe I know nothing, but at the
Fair.
same time,
I think I could do
I
better.
personally would do better if I didn't, write a whole ass manuscript and then not bring my manuscript and then try to go off my manuscript. Whereas if I had just been like, okay, I need to talk about how this conflict started in that country, and okay, these are the reasons why. This is who's behind it, and this is what happened or something.
Yeah.
And then you need to know some years, some people, some events.
Yeah.
Go.
Easy.
That's it. Not. And then so quit writing.
Yeah.
Put the pencil down.
Yep. And honestly, I should have done it. It was my last year that I went to the literary competition and actually watched it go down.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to do so much work beforehand because they would always like research articles and try and practice and do all that. I realized I could pull up without any practice and do far better than any of the contestants. And the only reason why I did spelling was because there was no preparation involved. You just pull up. You have to beat everyone in the spelling test at your school.
There was supposed to be preparation for essays, but I never did.
Yeah.
I just write,
Yeah.
Just write, let it rip.
Man, well, we've already ended it.
We have such a bad habit of doing that. We end it. We keep going.
Without further ado, this has been
Minimum Wage Podcast.
Where Even the Name is Above Our Pay Grade. Peace.
That'll do.